Hi, welcome to a video on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is called Thoughts with Lakshman. On my channel, I'm going to be posting German related content and other sorts of things too. I'm going to focus on maybe some German language types of lessons and tips. And I'm also going to do passages like I'm going to do in this video. So to kind of reinforce the vocabulary and the concepts that I'm going to go over in some of my videos. I also record episodes for my podcast. It's the Thoughts with Lakshman podcast. And yeah, I'd recommend taking a listen to that if you're interested in this sort of content. So, in this video, I should say, we're going to be doing a story and we're going to try and build upon the vocabulary that we've gone over already in the first 9 episodes. I called it chapter one. I wrote this myself, and it's very straightforward. It's very simple. It's the first one, but the most important thing is that you understand. You're probably not going to know all the vocabulary if you've just gone off of what we've gone over already, but you'll know enough to understand it, and you should be able to use your logical reasoning to really understand the meaning of what the passage is really trying to say in each sentence. So yeah, so chapter one, Wasser oder Milch. Now you know that Wasser is water, oder is or, and Milch is milk. So it's water or milk or Wasser oder Milch. Um, so here we go. So Max ist ein Schüler in die Edgemont-Schule. Max ist nett und freundlich, aber nicht Wasser trinken. So let's go over the sentence. So the first part of this, the first sentence, there are two sentences here. So Max ist ein Schüler in die Edgemont Schule. Max is a student in the Edgemont School. That should be relatively straightforward. It's die Edgemont Schule because of die Schule. School is feminine. And yeah, you know that is. Max is a typical German name, a common German name, so I'd use that for the passage. But the first sentence is relatively straightforward. Second sentence, now you have a comma. Okay, so that's interesting. That means that now you know how the sentence structure is: first noun, and then the second place, the verb. For example, the first sentence you have Max is the noun, ist is the verb. Starting the second sentence, you have Max, and then ist, so noun, verb. But after the comma, the verb goes to the end. So if I read it again, Max ist nett und freundlich, aber nicht Wasser trinken. So basically, the first part is saying Max is nice and friendly, but, and then you have the he never drinks water. And this is where German gets a little bit more complicated because a lot of German is very similar to English, but the sentence structure is different when you get more advanced. So in the second part, after the comma, the verb is actually in the last position, trinken. It's not, and that's a rule. It's not right after the noun. So that's something to watch out for, and that's an important concept that you'll see more and more as we go through more passages. But I'll just reread the two sentences together, and then we'll move on. So, Max ist ein Schüler in die Edgemont-Schule. Max ist nett und freundlich, aber nicht Wasser trinken. Max's Mutter sagt, Max, trinkst du Wasser bitte? Max will nickt und trinken eine Cola. Nix Wasser. Cola ist nicht gut für Max. Okay, let's pause here. So, actually, let me reread it again because I think I've read it a little too fast. So, Max's Mutter sagt, Max, trinkst du Wasser bitte? Max nickt und trinken eine Cola. Nix Wasser. Cola ist nicht gut für Max. This should be relatively straightforward. Max's mother is saying, Max, did you drink your water? Now, remember, for yes or no questions in German, and we haven't gone over this that much, but you can write this down. We're going to go over this. We're going to spend an entire video on this because it's a really important concept. But for yes or no questions in German, the verb is in the first position. So trinken means to drink, and that verb is in the first position of the sentence. So it's trinkst du Wasser bitte? Drink your water, please. That's what she said. And then after that, it's Max hören nicht und trinken eine Cola. So now this is saying Max didn't hear her, and he drinks Coke. He drinks a Coke, not water, and that's nix Wasser. So that part of the sentence should be straightforward. You should be able to get that. And then Cola is nicht gut für Max. That's very straightforward. Coke is not very good for Max. Wasser ist sehr gut für Max. Maxes Mutter ist böse und sie nimmt Maxes CD-Spieler. Max sagt, du bist blöd zu seiner Mutter. Okay, so basically what's going on here is so Cola is nicht gut für Max, Wasser is sehr gut für Max. That's straightforward. Coke isn't good for you, water is good for you. Then Max's Mutter ist böse und sie nimmt Max's CD-Spieler. I have a video on umlauts, and when you pronounce umlauts are pronounced differently. So if it was Bose without the two dots and the O, it would be pronounced Bosa. But the two dots make it so it's Buse. So Max's Mutter is Buse, and that means she's angry. So Max's mother's angry, and she nimmt, which is a verb for to take. So she takes Max's CD player. So that's what's going on here. And then Max says, "You are angry. You are." He's. It's not a nice. Blood is not a nice word. It can mean angry. It can mean dumb. It can mean a lot of things. So yeah, he shouldn't say that. But du bist Blut zu seiner Mutter. Seine because Mutter is feminine, and zu means to, so he says that to his mother. And then let's finish with the rest of the story. So Max's Mutter gibt nicht Max's CD-Spieler zu Max für 2 Jahre, weil Max keine Wasser trinken. So Max's mother doesn't give Max's CD player to Max for 2 years because Max drinks no water. Now, or yet, okay, that's a bit of hyperbole, but yeah. So that's what's going on there, and you should be able. Yara is capitalized; it's a noun. Um, and remember, even though, because like let's say in English, right, the sentence is Max's mother doesn't give Max's CD spieler. Just let's focus on the first part of the sentence. In English, you would say doesn't give, right? But in German, you'd say give doesn't, basically. Max's Mutter gibt nicht. And that's a difference because the verb always goes in the second position. So that's just another example of that. Für is for. That's pretty straightforward. In 2 Jahre. And weil is because. 2 Jahre, you should know, we have a video on age. And you would say, wie alt bist du? Wie alt bist du? Ich bin 16 Jahre alt. Something like that. How old are you? I am 16 years old. Something like that. So, final sentence. Jetzt, 2 Jahre später, Max trinkt Wasser immer und trinken. Let's see. Und trinken. Oh, is there anything? Und trinken Cola nie. Okay, sorry about that. I didn't know that it was at the bottom like that. I'm having a bit of trouble with. Okay, here we go. Now it's okay. So the final sentence just saying now, 2 years later, später is later. We're gonna have a video on telling time, and in German, when you ask what time is it, you'll say how late is it. You'll say wie spät ist es. So jetzt 2 Jahre später, Max trinkt Wasser immer und trinken Cola nie. Kolani means he never drinks cola. So now he's always drinking water, he doesn't drink Coke. So you can tell this is a very straightforward, very easy type of passage. I wanted to make it easy so you could understand it because it's the first one and we've only had 9, 10 videos so far on grammar. And yeah, but I hope that you understand it now better. Um, and I hope that my tips helped out. The biggest thing to take away from this is sentence structure. Sentence structure is the thing that's going to throw you off because a lot of German is very straightforward. Like if you look at the first sentence, Max ist eine Schule in die Edgemont School. That's exactly identical to what English would be in a way, except the words are different. You could say someone is a student in this school. right? But where it gets different is when you say something like here, Max's Mutter gibt nicht Max's CD-Spieler. Max's mother gives doesn't Max's CD-Spieler. In English, you would say Max's mother doesn't give Max's CD-Spieler. So that's the difference in German and English, and that's going to throw you off in the beginning. But as you get accustomed to that, you'll really improve a lot. And let's focus on some questions. So, does Max like cola? The answer to that should be yeah. In the beginning, at least, he does like cola. But then he learns his lesson, and at the end, he doesn't. What does Max end up drinking? So at the very end, what does he end up drinking? Wasser, water. Is Max's mother happy or angry with Max? In the beginning, Max's Mutter is böse mit Max. She's angry with Max. And why is Max's mother angry with Max? She's angry. Max's Mutter ist böse mit Max, weil Max nie Wasser trinken. Max doesn't drink any water. That's why she's angry. Um, but yeah, this should be really straightforward. I hope you understand. I hope you see the type of passages that you'll. This is how German language is really constructed. How you'll write with it. But yeah, this is supposed to be an easy passage. We're just getting started here. We're gonna get more and more advanced as we learn more. And yeah, I hope you learned something. I hope this was productive for you. And thank you.